Start every video with a smile. All right. I'm the world famous Frederick 24/7 365. Sometimes you got to make yourself the world famous. All right, today is Saturday, July 2nd, 2022, aka Suit Saturday. Kevin Samuels. This is my Kevin Samuels thank you video. Kevin Samuels tribute video. As I spend this time to tell you the story, anybody who recognized these videos, they know what this suit was. It's the only suit I got now. The other ones were too big and I got rid of it, but it's time to get some more suits. But man, the suit fit, it did its job. It did its job. It basically did its job. I got married in this suit in Ghana. It did its job. I'm going to my secret lair. Secret lair. There's a closet. All right. We got to be careful. I don't know, copyright. This video is not monetized. It never will be monetized, so I can care less. You know, I don't want to get any strikes against my channel, but I'm not going to monetize this video. We're going to play something real quick, and this is the reason why. Everybody knows that. If you're a Kevin Samuels fan, you know that. So why am I doing this? This is something that goes back when I was in Ghana. I'm gonna take this coat off because it's irritating. Having this on. I'm back in Texas. It's 60 trillion degrees. If it was, we'll all be gone. I'm gonna take that coat off. The AC is trying to cool down this area. I just got off work. It was a hot day. It probably was 100 degrees today. It was, one point it was just hot. Okay, focus on the subject. Focus what we're talking about. All right. And of all videos that I got queued up, let me bring the camera. Look at that. Average at best. This goes back to December 8th, 2020. This is the video that Kevin Samuels and others talk about that brought him to the light. And it's not funny, but he passed just, man, it's not even a month. We're not even, yeah, wait, no, it is. It's coming up on 2 months. It's coming up on 2 months. He passed May 5th, so it is July 2nd, you know. So it's coming up on 2 months. And when he passed, I think he was at like 1.2 million. He's at 1.5. And that just shows you somebody like him. Somebody's watching. So this is my Kevin Samuels tribute video. For those who this is not for, right, stop watching this. I mean, you shouldn't watch stuff and listen to stuff that is, if it's against your spirit, don't watch it. Don't listen to it. You don't have to get negative in the comments. And it is the reason why I'm doing this video. So I'm gonna explain the story. And I can't be quick about it because I'm long-winded, I'm talking, but I'm actually cooking my lunch tomorrow, and it's some garbanzo beans. And I'm gonna start actually showing, because I'm changing. I'm back in a process. But I'm gonna tell you this story, and I'm some parts of the story I'm not gonna really talk too in depth about. Because it's my business, it's my personal business. So I'm going to kind of leave out certain names and events and stuff, certain things, but I'm going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So why am I talking about Kevin Samuels? Why is this important to me? So in 2018, I met somebody, and I liked the person when I met him. I've talked about this in other videos. I promised the world, and I could not live up to the expectations I promised. This person wanted a lot, and I couldn't live up to it. They weren't an Instagram model. I met them on a dating site. But I started out slow. You know, we met at the Arboretum. I took my time and more patient with him before getting any kind of intimacy like that. They were a good person. It's just they wanted something that I was unable to fulfill quick enough at the time. And I don't know how their heart truly is for me. I could only look at how it ended and the communication at the end and how it went. I could only judge from my standpoint. I know how I feel, and I know what I went through after the whole situation went apart. But let's talk about it. So, met this person 2018. We dated, got engaged. People who watch the videos, it's still on YouTube. You could just unlist it or maybe privatize it from people. So the engagement on that day, the video's still there. I'm not going to take the video down. Maybe one day I'll put it back where people can see it. You know, I won't really care anymore. But I did it on YouTube, did a proposal, got engaged, and we started the process of, supposed to be getting married. And in January of 2021, good thing happened, but crazy stuff happened. I got my license to be a journeyman plumber in the state of Texas. Very big achievement. It's just like graduating from college, getting a bachelor's degree. It's a trade. It's very respectable. It puts you in a certain income. That being said, it's a lot of things I can tell personal remember, this is my perspective, my side of the story, which I got to be careful because I don't want to make it seem like the other person's some kind of monster or, did me, just they wanted, I couldn't produce, simple as that. Things started slipping. Even a conversation coming back home from in Austin, something was said. Then I came back and said something smart, and it's just a lot of things. And that couple months up to that have been, going downhill. And I saw it, but your ego is just so massive when you really want somebody. And I don't know if it was love or I just wanted that person. I really desired that person, and I overlooked and put to the back of a lot of stuff. But that being said, I have this philosophy that God, the universe, the creator, the force, talks to you all the time. Never stops talking to you. Doesn't leave you to defend for yourself. Is always trying to help and bring you forward. That's a saying that I picked up a couple months ago. Whatever happens, happens for good. And that's a very hard thing to try to get your ego to understand. But it has to get elevated here. So, end of January into the beginning of February, just within a 3-day period of time, I ended the relationship. And I say I ended the relationship because she stayed on me about you don't want to fight for the relationship. You're not trying to fight for the relationship. You're not trying to fight for the relationship. And I always had the philosophy, if it's meant to be, you ain't fighting for it. You work for it and you build for it, but you're not fighting chaos. You're not fighting to stay in something that your mind and your heart and your spirit start saying, this ain't right. Hardest thing, one of the hardest thing I've ever did. I've did some hard things in my life to move myself forward, to get my spirit going a better direction. That was in the top 3 hardest things I've ever did. There's one or two past that, and those who were affected by it, they know what I'm talking about. It's very hard to let people go that you feel like you love and you care about and you want to do anything for them, but if it's destroying you, it ain't meant to be. So that being said, getting that off my chest, and I think I've talked about that 1 or 2 times before. I go on about my business. I go on about my life. I got to work every day. We had a major snowstorm in 2021 here. And, man, we're out power for a couple of days, struggling. But it was so different because I was so much focused on doing for this this woman I was engaged with not doing that, calling, talking to her, bringing stuff, being around her. I mean, I just went through like a depression, just like, man. And then the weeks and the months after that, it's just like, what do? You spent 2.5 years of your life with this person and just put what I've estimated to be about 20 grand trying to get toward marriage, focusing toward marriage and not getting there. I can't get that time and I can't get that money and that stuff back. And there was some other things of paying, I call it palimony. And just one of my friends was like, no, relationship's over. Don't keep paying into this. And I was just like in just a state that I didn't know what to do. And I know what to do, but I didn't want to know what to do. So that being said, introduce brother. We're 10 minutes, 11 minutes into this video. Introduce brother Kevin Samuels. I spent 12 years in Atlanta, Georgia. Most of my friends I talk to on a weekly basis in Atlanta. And I was the first one who like noticed this guy on YouTube named Kevin Samuels. And man, it was just like, I mean, as so-called as knowledgeable as I am and aware as I am, woke as I am, this guy was saying things that I was thinking but did not dare to say. He was talking about subjects that we talk about in private, but just didn't say openly. And we just looked at it, and my friends looked at it. And we would sit sometimes and watch whole episodes. I mean, this guy would talk for like 2 hours, sometimes longer than that. And we would sit there and just listen and watch certain shows. Friend John, I'm going to mention you, John. He did a donation to the channel. I just bought the things that he said. I wanted to do like a $99 subscription to it for like a month or two. I never got to it because, man, it just money. I started focusing on some other things, but I would buy the books, like the brother's book from Obsidian. I bought his. I bought the audio, the colognes or different things that he would talk about getting. Tom Ford, and I was really close to buying some Tom Ford when I was in Ghana. Just getting certain things that he would recommend, because you never would think the person would pass, So, I was getting to the point I wanted to support him, make sure I supported him. But I watched and I shared his videos and talked about his video. If you go on my Facebook page, you can see when I first started sharing it. And it's just, this guy just really talked about certain subjects. And one of the biggest things is, why are we struggling here in America for these relationships? And I'm talking about since I moved from Atlanta in 2013 and been here in Texas, I've only dated like maybe 8 people total in right around 10 years. And shoot, 3 of those relationships were over a year. Really 4. Just like, why is it so difficult? And economics, because women expect a certain standard, but man, I wasn't getting no models. This is like average at best. I mean, I never wanted a wife over like an 8. All you guys, you look at these beautiful women. Like I would say, Halle Berry in her prime was like one of the best looking women. Dorothy Dandridge, Diane Carroll. Hell, there's some beautiful women back in the day, man. There's some beautiful women out there. I mean, there's so many. Lear galore. I mean, hell, I was watching video by a couple different YouTubers talking about Mia Khalifa. Man, I mean, there's beautiful women. I'm not dating those type of women. I'm average. I'm just looking for average in a life to live and stuff like that. So I picked up on a lot of things. Shout out to the CIA. Shout out to the FBI. Fit, feminine, friendly. being in shape. And I looked at myself. I did with the career and was changing a lot of things, but man, physically, I was not doing what I'm supposed to do to stay healthy. Was having health issues and going through a process of wanting to be with somebody. So I met people doing, females doing this time and would talk to them and stuff like that. No intimacy. From the last time I was intimate was January of 2021, and I would talk to them. We would go play, but it was just never nothing. So I, in like March, just like I would say depression or the feeling, or it really was kicking in. But I was listening to Kevin. I was starting to listen to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Other people were starting to pop up. One of the best ones from a female perspective is Pink Book Lessons. Man, because she is like a female version of Kevin Samuels, or shout out to Shahrzad Ali, who they really all got a lot of their pointers from. Melanie King, give her shouts. So many of them. But Kevin was like, the forefront of these things. So we listen every Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Then he's on Instagram Tuesdays and Thursdays. And some nights I would be up late listening to it. Put the TV up and just had it playing. And I realized, there's a story that I don't want to tell the details of it, but I got to the point where I talked to who I say is my uncle, and I talked to my uncle, and I said, man, you are a businessman, you're successful. Years ago, you went over to the motherland, you got married. You've been married now almost 12 years, two young boys, handsome boys, intelligent boys. Man, I gotta do what you do. I've been following your footprint of changing careers, getting an actual trade, getting a career going. And he says, man, let me let you talk to my wife. His wife's from Ghana. And she's like, hey, I'm going to try to get some women, but you got to understand there's distance. Just take your time, be yourself. Don't hide anything. If they don't like you for who you are, they'll never like you. She was just really straightforward. And man, she, to my uncle, man, she is a blessing. She is focused on the business and building the business, focused on the family, building the family. Just a lot of good things from one of my other brother who really talked to her. And he was like just telling me so much about her, how she talks about, my uncle. So I took it there and time went by, I talked to her in March. April went by. I'm just doing my stuff, going places, just trying not to think about the 2-and-something-year relationship and that person. You can't shake the feelings, can't shake the emotions. May go by. June, part a date in June. I was introduced to somebody, and that somebody turns out to be my wife. And yes, it's going to be a long distance relationship, but I just needed time. I didn't need to get with anybody and go through the American way of being intimate and stuff. I just really communicated with this person, doing a lot of FaceTime talking. There's more to this that I'm leaving out, but I don't want to give. This goes out to the masses, to the billions, if not billions, of people in the world. So there's details I'm leaving out, of course, because it's my business. But I communicate with this person. I continuously to watch Kevin Samuels, getting the pointers, and a lot of things that he said I watched and observed in this individual. How she was, what she did, how she carried herself, how she acted, the conversations. Was she trying to get money from me? Any of those things. And her aunt was really pointing me in the right direction. She was like, don't get caught up in sending her money. Don't do this, even with the ring. And sweetie, if you're watching this video, Your aunt told me to spend less than $1,000 on that ring. And she was like, it's no reason for you to spend a lot of money on a ring right now. You need to focus on getting over there and the stuff that's there. I was hard headed. I didn't go cheap on the ring. I felt like with the last girl got good, this girl is the upgrade. She got to get good too. I wish I had listened now because later on I can buy her because, man, she wears the travel ring all the time. Which I asked her to put up the real one because I just don't want it to get stolen or, whatever. But the travel ring, just like me, wear it all the time. Um, and they look good. Look real. But like I said, I didn't go cheap on the jewelry. I think about it now. I don't know if it's going cheap, but I should have probably been more affordable. But my jeweler, if you ever watch this video, if you're a very good salesperson, because sometimes I wanted to say no and I wound up saying yeah. So that being said, uh, I started in October focusing the money towards getting to Ghana, towards the wedding. Like I say, I'm a journeyman plumber in the state of Texas. I make a certain amount of money. I am not rich. I am not well-to-do in any regards. I am new at this game. I've been in plumbing coming up on 6 years. It is a struggle. You have to learn a lot of things. You have to be good at sales. This is a sales environment. You've got to be able to get the job done and things done in a fast manner. I'm almost 50. I'm overweight. So I have to balance a lot of things to be able to do what I do. But I started focusing towards Ghana. Her aunt gave me a certain amount. So, when I say her aunt, I married my uncle's wife's niece. So it's all through marriage. It ain't no blood. It's just she set me up with her. I felt like she was the best pick, and I went with her. So in October, because she was already pushing, like, are you really interested in me? What do you want to do? Because she didn't want to waste her life. She's younger than me, a lot younger than me. Um, but she wanted someone who was focused on family and marriage and doing the right thing. So in October, I started the process of focusing. Aunt gave me a certain amount of money that I needed to come up with. I needed to buy my ticket. I needed to get the passport. I needed to get the visa. Man, there's so much. And you're traveling at so-called the end of the COVID pandemic, which that was not over. Oh, man, this is a whole different video talking about what I went through in the last week to get to Ghana. Getting the ticket, which I've learned so much lessons about getting your own ticket. I went to a travel agent thinking it would be better. Man, to my opinion, I was not done correctly. But it's, water over bridge, whatever they call it. But lessons will have to be learned. So in May of this year, everything was there. Flight was there. It was a journey. It was like a 9-10 hour flight from DFW to Heathrow Airport, and I wouldn't recommend anybody going through Heathrow unless you're going just to London. Heathrow is one of those airports that's just, to me, is a mess. Uh, got to Heathrow, had a 4-hour layover, but we were 2 hours behind, so it was a 2-hour layover. And then 6 hours, some hour flight into Ghana. And that's when the journey started. I got like 20 videos up. There's more videos. There's a lot of things I'm not going to post because they give certain things away. They give too much information. You think the videos I post to give information? No. But, people have to have some privacy in their lives. Man, but it really changed my life. It really, opened me up. And the brother Kevin Samuels, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and so many others, talking to them, listening to them, not talking, listening to them, talking about them, it just gave me the confidence that, man, look, I just got to stop tripping and do what I got to do to get a wife. at this point, it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. So much still has to be done to get her here. We got to build a life. I got a shorter period of time before I retire, and I don't know if she's gonna want to work, 20, 30 years before she retire. You know, but the thing is, it's so much better over there if you have the money you would retire on here. I'll talk more about those videos, more about that later. But this is just a thank you to Kevin Samuels. Uh, I watched the whole thing of how people treated his death, and it just, for the African American black community, it was a messed up moment. You really see real, true, just negativity, just disagreeableness. And, people say it's how he talked to a female. Well, it's how he talked to him, and it's how his attitude. It's like, are you crazy? You ever watch Tommy Sotomayor? I mean, Tommy's on next level. Kevin, yeah, he had his points where he was kind of like on him. But man, you know what they never really thought about or even defended? How he talked to guys. I would have thought he would have got his butt kicked, if anything. Because, I mean, you go back and listen to the videos with him talking to guys. I mean, me and my friends, we had to cut that crap off. Because, man, when them guys get on there, you would think them dudes would be talking about something. Oh, hell no. They stupid as hell. So, man, it's crazy. So, for all them women who talked about him disrespecting women and stuff, you're full of it. Because he gave what he got. If you gave him disagreeable energy, he gave you disagreeable after a certain period of time. He would entertain you for a minute. And then if you were just stupid like that, he would finally do something. And then if you were somebody who came in 2 or 3 into the row, you would get less. But man, I remember one time this woman called in who obviously has some real mental health issues. And I remember him like making sure first, because he started to go in, then he caught it because he dealt with mental health issues. He dealt with those people, and he really caught himself, and he really like babied and walked her through it. And that just shows you that dude ain't evil. That dude was really trying to put people together. He really cared about people. But like I say, if I would take some clips of myself through all of my damn near 400 videos, I could do some crazy stuff, make me look like a monster. A monster. Crazy. So, and that's what people do, man. They're just trying to get clicks. They're just trying to get money. They're trying to get fame all the wrong ways. I'm talking about Mia Khalifa, whatever her name is. She's regretting, but she don't want to give up the stuff. She wants to try to change the narrative of her past, but man, lady, your videos are out there. What you did is out there. People watch your stuff. You're out there. You could change, but if you're still using your same name and look like you look, they're going to identify you. And it's just reality. If I did something really notorious, it is what it is, But that being said, Kevin Samuels, I really appreciate him. I really appreciated what he did. I believe even in his death, he accomplished the goal. He was always talking about the 10%. I think Ralph Smart talks about the 1%. And I know Kevin watched Ralph Smart because he talked about Ralph Smart. Or he talked in terms of Ralph Smart. So, and shout out to the Kevin Samuels, the ghetto Kevin Samuels, Dennis Sperling. I just watched the interview with him and the woman who was there doing CPR and stuff, who Kevin, I guess, was starting to date. And she did her interview with him, I think, yesterday. I'll try to link a lot of these things in time to this video. But, man, just that moment and listening to her and what he went through and what they went through. And it's just like, we're all going to go to death. That's what death is there for. It's to keep us from getting caught up here too long. This is crazy land. It was something, man. You know, I was in disbelief like everybody else was in disbelief, and he's gone. And his memory lives on and how you remember him. But I remember him positive. I remember him as righteous and just. I remember him as fair. Everybody got their flaws, but man, if people knew what I thought half the time, man, and if I could do what I'm thinking, man, people would just, they wouldn't even be around me. You know, we're not perfect, man. We're here learning and growing just like everybody else. So, and he came here, he did his time. I'm going to take a lot of lessons from what I learned from him, but it's teaching me to be a better person, to think about others, care about your relationship. I have a wife to do for, I have a family to do for, uh, and I really made this video as part of some of the negative comments that came out, and I'm not going to mention names. What I am going to mention is for the one female who really said something that kind of sparked this. Peace, health, and wealth to you. I know you got to be going through a lot to be negative. I really know. You have to be going through a lot. Maybe your heart's been hurt. Maybe your mind's been hurt. It's just like when Tabitha Brown talked about Wendy Williams, and Wendy said something about when she retired. Tabitha Brown retired her husband, and what Whitney said, Wendy Williams said, because she had went through a divorce and the ex-husband and all this, and how Tabitha responded to it. Man, it takes a lot to respond positive. It really does, because you're not thinking it. You know, you're not thinking peace, health, and wealth. You're thinking some diabolical stuff. If you're a person, if you're a normal person here, but you want to be positive and knowing that person is probably going through even more deeper stuff than you think you're going through. I think I'm going through. And Tabitha responded so peaceful and so elegant, and that was a positive moment for me to watch her do that. And that's how I want to respond. You know, to you, peace, health, and wealth. Man, to you, peace, health, and wealth. To your spirit and your soul, peace, health, and wealth. I want you to find happiness. I want you to find joy in life, and I want it to hit you hard. You know, I want it to hit you hard. I want you to find that gratefulness in it. I don't care what it takes. I just want it. I want you to find that happiness and joy, and for all the right reasons. So I say unto you, peace, health, and wealth always. To the guy who made a crazy comment, there's a couple of them, some crazy comments. Same thing to you. For you to think negative to a person you don't know, and you're being this internet warrior and stuff, peace, health, and wealth to you, man. Because I know you'd be having a hard time saying some crazy stuff to my face, thinking that I'm not thinking violent thoughts. But I really have to be just on point. Just know that, man, if a person is really saying that to a person they don't really know or responding negative, man, what is going through their spirit and their soul? What's going through them? Peace, health, and wealth to you. Always. Uh, Another guy who was talking about something else about building, you know, and money and stuff. Man, look, money is not everything. You know, you really need a certain amount of, you have somebody helping you, really helping. You need a certain amount of economics, and really you could live the rest of your life without struggle. Just depends on where you live. And like Mississippi is one of the 50 states here. Probably like $1 million and your house is paid for and a couple things are done, and maybe just a small little business, $1 million saved up and invested right, you pretty much can probably live pretty comfortable for the rest of your life. But you know, I know people have a hard time, they're chasing it. So, you know, peace, health, and wealth to you. Peace, health, and wealth. But like I say to my brother Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Peace, health, and wealth to your spirit, your soul. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the blessing that you gave unto us. I'm going to close this out. And just, this is my tribute. This is my thank you. You know, this is my video. I got to figure out how I'm going to title it. You know, as I'm in my little small little space, you know, I had to really live below my means in a sense to make a lot of things happen, to save money, to have access to stuff, to do a lot of other good things, to have these things going. And I'm thankful for the little stuff. If anybody made it this far in the video, I send peace, health, and wealth blessings to you. I thank all the ones who have helped me on this journey. I could name so many names, from Shahrzad Ali to Malcolm X to Ralph Smart to Kevin Samuels, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Pink Book Lessons, Dennis Burley. That dude's wow, man. Hey, Tommy Sotomayor, that man's crazy. But I mean, he has some good points. To the brother Phil Scott, uh, you know, like I say, Melanie King, you know, who else? The lead attorney, the Style OG. Man, there's just so many names. Mediocre tutorials and review. Man, I just listened to a lot of them. And there's so much other stuff because people are like, oh, you listen to that. Trust me. Man, I listen to a lot of scientific stuff. You know, talking about the James Webb's telescope and what it's going to do. Oh, CERN is about to reactivate on the 5th. So, you know, what is that going to do is, you know, people, all these theories and stuff. You know, is it more Mandela effects? Man, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff about NASA, and just listening and just enjoying, just learning knowledge. But a lot of the negativity, man, I don't get caught up in that hype, man. You know, the flat earthers believe the earth. Man, look, just get absolute proof. You know, other than that, I'm gonna continue to believe the earth is round, and you know, the galaxies and the stars exist, and we've went to the moon. If not, we've been there at least, you know, by now. Man, I feel like it's probably already colonized Mars. It's secret stuff, man. It's government stuff, worldly stuff. If you're not in the know, you're not in the know, you know. But you still got to live your life, man. You still got to eat, sleep, work, enjoy life, be with your family and friends. You're gonna die one day. Death is coming. It's programmed that way. It's like live life to your best means, man. I got a friend right now, man. He trains me every time I talk to him. There's so much negativity around him, and he shoots it out. He has so much energy, it drains the heck out of you. And he just feels like he's trapped. He can't move. He can't go anywhere. He talks about it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, man, this ain't what life's about. So the change has to be me. I got to change. I got to be that person. So that being said, I'm going to say it one more time as I leave you with a smile.